Merry Christmas to all out there. I hope everyone's having a great Christmas Eve. I just wanted to, say hi. We got Cam's kit dialed in yesterday. Oh my gosh, is that Pearl Session Select Studio is a phenomenal kit in all regards. Like tone, looks, build quality, bearing edges, I mean everything. Cameron, you got a phenomenal kit, brother. I'm so happy for you and excited for you. That is a kit for a lifetime. So, without further ado, I got myself some cymbals. What else is new, right? So I got the Dave Weckl Legacy Series, HHX. Figured I just literally took them out of the box, and they're in phenomenal condition. Just great condition. You can see my K Sweets are on the ground over there. These are also 15s. Let me try to get an angle here. But they sound great, and I just threw them on quickly on the Tama clutch that I have. But wow, they're so delicate and light sounding, but then also they can really open up and have a lot of power to them. That's what I don't like about sometimes these clutches rotate when I put them on other things. We don't have it like exactly figured out with the lock of the clutch, but wow. And as you can see, I do not have a snare here currently because I put it in the box, and I'm all dressed up because I'm going to some shows here that I'm doing tonight. I'm playing. I've got 2 different sets. So I just unboxed these cymbals so that I could take these to the show, see how they sound first, to get a sense of it. But boy, do they sound good, man. They're so buttery. They're like absolute butter. Just, I mean, you know how we describe cymbals like that all the time when you lay into them, so it doesn't feel like a brick that you're just hitting a brick. But these are serious butter. I don't know if I've ever felt a cymbal like my K Sweets are pretty close to that. Like they have a soft texture, but these are by far the most buttery hats that I own. Some of the most buttery I've played on. Man, they sound good. They're very buttery, and they're kind of bright too, but they've got a very tamed sound to it. You can tell like the frequency of them, like there's no shrill mids and highs to them, even when you really lay into them and open them up. Wow, that sounds great to me. That has such a beautiful sound to it. Anyway, so there's the 15-inch hats. Now, let's move on to the next main event, the crash and the ride. Let me see if I can get an angle here. Okay, so let's pull the ride out first. This guy did such a good job of packaging everything up. Oh my goodness, he put everything in paper and bubble wrap, each individual cymbal, and then put them back in the bags in bubble wrap and paper, and then put them back in the original box, and then put the box inside of another box with bubble wrap and more paper. So this guy really cared for these cymbals, I can tell. And he did not want to part with them. I felt bad for the guy. He spent money he didn't have on these, and then his tour got canceled because of COVID. So he spent the money on the cymbals thinking that he was going to use them for his tour, and they'd pay for themselves during the tour, right? But then he wasn't able to make that happen because it got canceled because of COVID. So then he needed money for Christmas money for his family, and so I bought these from him. And not saying like I saved Christmas for it. No, I'm just saying it worked out in that way where he needed the money for it, and I was looking for, you know, a high-end, not too expensive to blow out the bank, but still good high-end Sabians that I can use for even a more lighter texture. And so I wanted to go ahead and get the Legacy series just because I have this HHX Complex, and I love this cymbal, man. This is a 21-inch thin. I believe it's the thin. Yeah, Complex thin, 21-inch. And this is just such a great cymbal. So I wanted to go ahead and let's see what the next step up is, right? Well, and the Complex and the Legacy series are highly debated of what's better in this, you know. But without further ado, let's hit the cymbal, huh? Oh, what? Oh, that bell is cutting too. Wow. Oh, and it's got a crash to it. This is a 22. And I can tell by the weight of it, it's not, I mean, it's on the lighter side, but it's pretty heavy. It's still pretty heavy. I'd venture to say like 25 to 27 to 2,800 grams. It feels pretty similar to my Supernaturals. This is a heavy plate. I have a Supernaturals Divine that was given to me by Russell as one of my very first nicer ride cymbals. And I've kind of based my selection on all other cymbals around my ear, getting trained to that Supernatural cymbal at first, but this sounds great, and it's about the same weight as that Supernaturals, but a little lighter. That is a roaring wash, my goodness. That's some shimmery goodness, my friends. Wow, and a very cutting bell. That's great. It's a great ride. Wow. And it opens right up too as a crash. Beautiful cymbal. Beautiful. And I don't have a whole lot of time, and I don't want to make this video crazy long like all the rest of my videos, so I'm trying to kind of go through the set as quickly as possible. So in the set, if you were to purchase the set like retail price online, I think they're like $1,200 or $1,300 just for the hats and the ride, and then they throw in the 19-inch as a free cymbal in your cymbal pack. So really, it's a 22, a 19, and a set of 15-inch hats, and they're like $1,300 or $1,400 for those three. This is the 19-inch crash. And out of all the cymbals, I can tell the guy liked this cymbal the most, and he kind of used it as a ride, it looks like, because it's got the most stick marks out of any out of any of the cymbals. It's got some stick marks over here. But the quality cymbals are just in phenomenal shape. Phenomenal shape. Each one of them. And they sound great. Those hats have barely been played on. I don't think he played on the hats all that much, but he used the ride and the crash, I can tell. Alright, crash. Let's do some just little bits first. Oh, they're like exactly pitch matched. That's crazy. Wow, we gotta put the ride up next to the crash. Because, wait till you hear it. I heard it instantly. Where the 19 matches the pitch of this 22. And the hats. Like they all step down in almost like in thirds, you know, like you would tune a kit to. Yeah. This crash on this ride is ferocious. Like if you wanted to create a wall of crashing, and it's cool because these are brighter than the complexes. The complexes are very dark, very, very dark. These are in between. These are almost like in between the evolutions and the complex, I'd say. I don't quite know how to categorize it, but they're part of the HHX line, obviously. But they sound quite a bit brighter than the complex line does, but not as bright as the evolutions or some of the other series in their higher line cymbals. So it's good. It's a great in-between. It's a great in-between. Because these are still soft and buttery, kind of like symphonic cymbals almost, or orchestral cymbals. But they have a great, you can tell, I mean, depending on context, they're going to be such great cymbals. You could use this as a ride if you wanted to, honestly. This is a 19-inch. It sounds like a ride. It's good as a ride, too. You can tell I'm a happy boy. These are great. Okay, let's check the bells together. Oh, that's got a great, because it's a different cutting bell sound than this ride. That's a serious crash cymbal right there, guys. 19-inch. I don't have my other crashes up because they're packed away ready to go for this show, but I'm going to take these with me tonight, boy. Let's see how this 22 sounds in comparison with the complex. I was talking in my last video about these Mapex Falcon stands. These things are really great. They're nice and beefy and well made, but not too crazy heavy. So they're still workable and easy to take with you. And, you know, have a quick release cap like a Vader cap does. So you can just pop it off. And you can, this whole thing is 360-degree swivel. So, I mean, it's great how they designed this whole part. Let me try and move this over. I'm not even sure if I'm in the shot with that. With that other cymbal stand. So with quick release, you got the groms and you got your felts. But what you can do is this whole thing will rotate 360 degrees, guys. So you could hang a china upside down or whatever your heart desires. But the fact that this rotates like a ball and socket joint in addition to your lateral and vertical position, oh my goodness, it makes it so great. And it has memory locks with hash marks through the whole thing so you can easily get back to your previous setup. So this is a Mapex Falcon stand. This is the only Mapex hardware I own, is this stand. And I usually always just leave my caps and felts off the top. I don't, like, I hit in a way that I know I'm not going to bounce the cymbal off the stand. Very very close. Oh my gosh, these are going to work great together. And they're very similar like that. Wow, it's almost like they're right in line with one another. So, and then this, I love the crash on this cymbal, but it can get a little bit of wet. Like, that's the one thing during rehearsal that the soundboard guy was saying. He's like, man, you sound great, and because usually they have to dial things back for people because they're just like banging and crashing. But he said, you play with touch, so I don't have to do that. You basically mix yourself, you EQ yourself. But he said that this cymbal, he's like, man, whatever it is about the frequencies of this cymbal, when you hit that crash, it just takes up the entire front house of, like, he said it's louder than the vocals, it's louder than, like, it drowns everything else out because the crash on this complex is so ferocious. Yeah, it is very strong. These are all pitch matched too. That's great. They're all going to work great together. Wow. And the thing with these complexes is they do have a raw hammered bell, where these are like a finished bell. They're not hammered and not raw. They're lathed. I don't see really any hammering in the bell. No, there's not. So the bell isn't hammered while the rest of it is. Yeah, they start right where the bell starts. The hammering stops. So those are some differences between these, where this has a raw and hammered bell. These don't. I love this cymbal. It sounds great because it could be so delicate. It really could, and as can this one. This has quite a bit more overtones to it, though. This does. The complex. It is very complex. It is. It sounds like that, but they're also very dark. I think they're Sabian's darkest line that they make, or the HHX complex. But these Legacies, they've got a certain darkness to them, but they're like right in the middle. Cool, guys. Well, there it is. Those are the new cymbals unboxing. I got my gift today. I basically opened. I got to get packed and on the road. Now that I'm looking at the time, oh my goodness. I got 1 hour to drive, 40 minutes, but I still have to pack the car up with my cymbals and snare. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. But this is what I got myself for Christmas, some more plates. And I love them. They're great. HHX Legacy series. Dave Weckl went into the lab and designed these with Sabian, and I think he did a great job. His ear obviously is one of the most refined ears, I'm sure, on the planet Earth, as far as it comes to pitches and tones and timbres and ping and wash and all that stuff. That's what everyone says, like, well, if it's good enough for Dave Weckl, it's good enough for me, right? Yeah, 100%. So I'm stoked, guys. These are great. I'm gonna bring the hats too, but that's got a great and less overtones to it, which will make it a great, clear, nice clear cymbal. Christmas out there. Love all you guys so much. Thanks for all the support this past year and all the friendships and just everything that's come out of this community. And I just love each one of you guys like brothers and sisters. I really do. You guys have just been so supportive of my journey, my musical journey, and what I'm trying to do, which sometimes I don't even know what I'm trying to do anymore. Don't we all feel like that though, right? It's like, I don't even know what I'm trying to do anymore, but I'm doing it. So, these cymbals sound absolutely killer together, just killer. Very cool. So, alright guys, Merry Christmas. Like I said, thank you for everything you've done and all the friendships and all the support. I'm so appreciative of all of you guys. So, I hope that everyone is having a wonderful time with their friends and family and remembering what this time of year is about too, you know. So keep that joy in your hearts, keep that light shining, keep that love flowing, keep that passion burning, and I guess I'll see you guys maybe on the new year. My birthday's coming up on December 29th as well, so this time of year is kind of like, you know, Christmas, birthday, New Year's, back-to-back, all real quick. So I'm not sure how much videos I'll be able to get out there, but if you haven't yet, please go check out Cam's channel, Cam Bowman Drums. I put a link in the last video of the unboxing video we did of his Pearl Session Select. I put a link in there to the very first tune he played on it. We pulled it out of the box. It did have Chinese Remo UV heads on it, which was a little bit of a disappointment, but we got them sounding good right out of the box, and that's what matters. So Cameron's going to have a good amount of playing time on the stock heads, and he did his first cover of it right after we set them up and tuned them. And boy, his new snare, it's a 14x8. That thing is guts. I mean, it just hits you right in the guts. It's just like, it's like a shotgun blast going off every time. It's 8 inches deep. I mean, it's a serious snare. It sounds great. It really does. It's got so much body to it that it's almost like, whoa, it sounds like a tom. Because it's 14x8 and his floor tom is 14x14. So he's got those two 14s, which are great because the intervals between them, it sounds good. And they are like, you know, the fundamentals of each drum shell match very well together. That kit was, I was even surprised by the quality when I pulled it out, guys. Like, I knew it was going to be a phenomenal kit, but I didn't know it was going to be that nice. So, if you don't mind, please go check out my little bro's channel. He's done some great work this year. Proud of you too, man. Keep it all up because, you know, that hard work and that good work ethic and that dedication and that passion and your, you know, the articulation and feel that you have, that's what's going to show throughout your development and your evolution as a player. And that's what's so cool is there's just level after level after level, unending levels, right? And so I guess I'm wrapping up my 7th year playing now. And I played a little when I was younger, but because of fracturing my spine, I broke my back wrestling when I was a kid. I didn't play for many, many years, so I don't really consider kind of noodling around for 6 months playing as a kid, but I guess I did a little bit. But as far as playing, it's been now 7 years. 7 years of actual playing, you know, where I've been keeping track of it and working hard and trying to improve in the best way I can while also helping kiddos and other students and adults, but also disabled kiddos to find that enjoyment and find their sound and their evolution and get their sense of accomplishment and focus and discipline and dedication and all that, you know. So it's such a cool thing to watch happen and see, and that's why I love spreading the joy. Let's spread the joy so everyone can play and have fun, right? That's how I feel. Love you. Have a great holiday, everyone. Merry Christmas. God bless. And happy drumming as always.